Hey guys, my name is Katrina.
And my name is Daria.
And today we are back with our self-care season where we invite women experts who share their life experience, life hacks, and life lessons.
Today, our expert is Olga Wild. She integrates massage, body therapy, sound healing, and energy work to facilitate spiritual, emotional, and physical healing through transformative rebirthing ceremonies and rejuvenating recharge sessions. She creates a holistic approach to wellness. Welcome, Olga, and thank you so much for coming here today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me. I'm honored. Thank you.
I just want to provide some context for our listeners. So what are the birthing ceremonies? So you do facilitate this like energy healing sessions, right? Where you provide the emotional and physical healing. So I just want to provide some context. So what do you do at rebirthing ceremonies and who they are for?
Rebirthing ceremonies are my favorite part of what I do. They're very special. Through the rebirthing ceremony, you can actually relive your birth and feel how you come into this world completely loved without fear. It's a ceremony that lasts for a day, roughly 5-6 hours. So that way, when you rebirth yourself, you have deep connection of yourself. You truly know who you are. You feel it in the moment. You feel all this field of love that just envelopes you. And you feel so welcomed, so deserved, that you're no mistake. You have a purpose. And it's like it gives you so much support. And any person can do this ceremony, and not even once. You can do it every year. Like, for example, I want to do it every year for myself, because each time I feel something new. It's like vision quests. People do different kind of ceremony. This one, it's very gentle, soft, but very deep. And it's almost like a tantric feeling, because you close your eyes, you feel everything. Your mind completely quiets down and you start to hear your higher self. And I actually, before going into the ceremony, I connect people to higher self, and then we ask, what do you want to experience? What do you want? What do you actually want for me? What do you want in my development? Where do you want to lead me? And then sometimes it's very unexpected what people say, what they feel. So it's a truly beautiful ceremony. It also can be done right after the birth. And it helps you to integrate all this transformation of being a mother. So it's really unique ceremony.
So correct me if I'm wrong. So originally this ceremony is like the purpose of the ceremony was for women after they give birth to a child and they're driving into completely new experience. And they're like on this transformative path of becoming a different, I wouldn't say a different person, but maybe having a different persona, like, you know, a different part of their life that is completely different from before. And maybe even becoming a different person, because before you did have less responsibility in your life and you did have a lot more freedom in terms of like how you allocate your time. And also just taking care of herself, because for the first couple of months with having a baby, you just spend 100% of maybe 200% of your time with the baby. Yeah. You don't know what sleep is. You don't know to take control of your breasts. You don't have any control of it. Someone always using it for themselves. So what I understood, so the rebirthing ceremony is more like it was for moms, like to be reborn into this world into a different role. Would it be correct?
So yes, those types of ceremonies were very common in a traditional society. They were done for women when they were coming into a different role, for warriors coming from a war, so they could be readapted. They could be transitioned into a new reality for them. And for example, now it would be very beneficial to do this type of ceremony. First of all, just to feel your new birth. And then you can do it, for example, when you have major changes in your life. You change location, you go to a different city, you change profession, divorce, motherhood, menopause. So it's kind of a very gentle and deep ceremony because you spend the whole day. It's like a retreat when you deeply connect with yourself and you feel all the changes that taking place within you and all the processes they facilitate this search within yourself, this connection. And we talk a lot. Like I try to also give people pointers how they can continue their transformation and we stay in touch. So it's not just like a day off and then they don't remember anything. Again, whoever is ready, they can take it. Some people just need to rest, and that's okay too. You can't push someone into something they're not ready for.
So what do you do during the ceremony for 6 hours?
So the rebirthing ceremony starts when the person comes. I also ask to bring some personal items that represents what they want to experience. For example, if they want to experience prosperity or new sense of self-worth, they can bring something that represents it, and we're going to put it on a special altar. We can draw some metaphorical cards. They can also place there some charged candles. Then usually we do herb mandala. It's like they take herbs and they create their own pattern of life. It's like maybe it's like a spiral that everything goes and expands in their life, or it's like a beautiful valley. Whatever they feel inside, they put out, and it's in the herbs picture, right? Then we take these herbs into a boiling water and they steep and take a bath with these herbs. And it's a very like intimate, special process. Then there is a rebozo massage with special rebozo scarves. It's like a vibrational massage where body can release whatever cannot be released through regular touch. After that, there is a bath with herbs. And after the bath with herbs, we do massage with oil. And after that, there's a wrapping with the scarves where it's like a womb through which you rebirth. And while they're in the womb, I do sound healing with crystal bowls that have very high frequency, and with Tibetan bowls and special bells. So that helps them feel all kinds of frequencies in the womb, and they feel like they're ready to be birthed. They're ready to be come into this world. Everything welcomes them, and then they take a new clothes, dress up, and they just feel like a brand new person if they allow it. It's very beautiful. And then I say, okay, happy birthday.
This is so beautiful.
Yeah, and
honestly.
I feel like a lot of mothers, like, like not even mothers, like, just like any person in general, we don't usually spend so much time with ourselves, like, like on alone and diving deep inside ourselves. So I feel like this is like very, well, to be honest, I did have this session for myself, so I do know how it feels like. And I really recommend it like to all the like other women. So even like Kat's got a birthday. Oh no, sorry, it was a Mother's Day present. So you like providing that, you do work a lot with mothers, right? You do have experience a lot with mothers. So this is why we are talking about motherhood.
So I'm going to start with the first question, which is a little bit controversial, maybe. So do you think that motherhood is pure happiness?
That motherhood will bring me pure bliss and happiness. But once I became a mother, I realized there is just one part of me, but as well, it can be painful. It's like you shedding your skin, you completely transform through this role into another being. And you should be very open to all the roller coasters it's going to bring, and look into your dark side as well, because you're going to see that society society wants you to believe in this illusion that motherhood is like unicorns and
Yeah, yeah,
rainbows,
exactly.
and this baby, it's like angel that came to you and it's going to make you happy and complete. And then you're going to find out that this baby is just a baby, and you need to take care of that baby. And at the same time, you need to find yourself, your true self, and don't betray yourself in this whole journey, and not lose yourself.
Yeah. I think this is so
Not
true.
not merge into the role of just being a mother, and that you like blend into all the family, and there's no you anymore.
Yeah.
And you're so far in the woods, you don't even know you lost. So that's why I'm catering to all the women, all mothers, bringing self-care and awareness that first of all, you need to find yourself. You need to deeply know yourself, and then you can be happy. And all other people in your life, they add to your life, but they don't become a source of your happiness.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
It does. And
Yeah.
honestly, you mentioned something that hit me so hard, that it doesn't complete you, that it's a part of your life, but it's
Yes.
not your whole life. And I think a lot of time we overestimate and we put a lot of pressure on that baby and how it can fix your family, how it can fix your life and like make you complete. But at the end of the day, it's just a baby. It's like a partial role that you have. And I don't think the transformation that actually happens, we actually understand like what's going to happen, because even like during the 9 months that you have this baby, like it's always under your heart, but still you do not understand what's going to happen and how your life going to change. And I think this is very scary. I like sometimes, because you think you know you're ready, you think you know what's going to happen, but at the end of the day, the transformation that happens to you, they're just so drastic that you're like you feel so lost. Do you think that women they require extra support before they give the birth, or mainly they require the support after they give birth to a baby?
It's a really good question. And well, I think they need both. Because, first of all, they need to understand why they want to have a baby, like why they have this desire, so they don't put so much pressure on this baby to make them who they want to be, what they want to experience. They want to experience motherhood. They want to get someone they look after, and they want to feel this love inside, right? That's why we want to have a baby, because we feel we're attracted to this love. And so they put so much pressure, and then baby cries, baby not settling, and they start to hate the baby, or they start to feel this resistance and this pain. And like for example, that was my story. I was like, I want to have a baby because I want to experience something more in my life. Like, okay, I have a partner, but what's next? And then I have the baby, and the baby is very sensitive. The baby is crying. And then I'm like, I wanted this baby so much, but why I feel so miserable? And why my life become this, like a prison? And yes, like to me, it became my prison for like for the first year of of her life. And it was always like love and hate and roller coaster. And I was lost. So if women would know the meaning, why they want to have a baby, and what they want to experience from it, do they want to feel more love? Do they feel they want to serve someone? They have these resources to serve someone. So that way, they will be more prepared. For example, they will understand, okay, it takes a lot of, actually the baby needs a lot of care. Maybe I need to prepare to have some finances, allocate some finances so I can have a nanny, or I can arrange I can arrange like plans so I can, spend time for myself. And that way they truly understand what they're coming for, what they're going to experience. And after they give birth, they have a baby and they have a lot of pressure from society. They're like, you need to be good enough mom, you need to do this, and look, this one, she doesn't have any nanny. Her house is so clean, and she feels, oh my God, I already feel like so bad, and now like I'm not even good enough like that mom. And there's so much shaming, there's so much pressure, there's so much expectation put on the moms. And it's like, I feel all of those flashbacks when I'm like so dark. You like, it's like you in so much darkness, and you're trying to find the light, and people add to it. They're like, no, like you're screwed. Like you're not good. You're broken. And for that situation, of course, women need some kind of practitioner they trust. They can go. They need other women. They need strong women they can rely on with good experience how to be mother and how to be, so they can draw from this experience. And also they need to find a practitioner they can go to and get physical and emotional healing, because first of all they have so many different emotions happening at that time, so many hormones, so many things. It's a huge change, right? Like you need to take care of the baby, you don't have enough time with your husband, you look not very good, like you have this hair like tied like this, like dirty t-shirt with milk. And it also becomes hard to accept your new self-image because you look so different, your body has gone through huge transformation. So they need to heal their emotions, and they need to heal their physical bodies. So they find a practitioner they like, that they can come and get this recharge, so they can go back, have this connection with themselves. It's like almost somebody reminds you, you're enough, you're okay, you deserve it, it's your birthright. And they get this support, the healing, and they can go back to the world and be the best version of themselves, be a good mom and be a good woman. They felt seen, heard, and accepted, and deserving of getting this help. Because I've seen so many moms reaching out to me, and they almost like they want to come, and they're like, oh, I need to ask my husband. Oh, no, I cannot spend this money because I want to buy everything for my child. And then I realized it's not her husband, it's not her child, it's her. She cannot allow this to happen. She cannot allow herself to get this care, because inside of herself, she feels, I don't deserve it. Like, my child deserves to get like hundreds toys, like, but I don't deserve to go and get 2 hours of relax and emotional healing and just get nourished.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. So we do talk a lot of about motherhood and how it's important to support a mom, but there are also people who don't want to have children. So they're like child-free women, and I think society puts so much pressure on women, especially like when they're like 30-something. They're like, oh, so. When
or
are you
they're married.
Oh, they're married. So they're starting like questioning you. So when is your baby coming? If you have one, they're gonna ask you when is the second one. So it's just the society. They keep pushing you for this, motherhood, that you have to do this. That it's it's not your right or your choice. It's like a necessity that you must give birth to a person. And when I was even like under 30, I used to work at the office. And I think women, like every once, they would talk about their children. And at the end of the day, they would ask like, so when are you planning to have a boyfriend? When are you planning to get married? When are you planning to have a baby? And they would tell me all the stories about how their body changed, and like, you know, like horror stories. And I was like, why are you telling me this right now? Like, you're not helping me to, you know, to, it's not encouraging.
They want you to feel as miserable as they are.
Probably. And I was surprised that actually they have a right to ask you this kind of questions. And there is no way that I can tell them. I used to, you know, joke around and say something silly, but, you know, I don't think I have to explain myself or my personal situation to someone who is like, not in my life. And for instance, they're like child-free women, right? And do they have to explain their position? Do they have to tell the world like why they decided not to have children? Like, what do you think of those women and like the position in like of the society, like in general?
So it's a very interesting question. And how I see it through the energy field now, there's a lot of programs. It's like a program in your computer. And motherhood is one of those. And you have an option. You want to choose it in this life, or you don't choose it. Because it comes with a package. If you become a mother, you have a child and you truly have responsibility for that child, because it cannot feed itself. It cannot, you know, provide for himself or herself. And so you decide, okay, I have these resources to provide to this child, like some, I don't know, 10, 20 years of my life. And I understand that I cannot do certain things that maybe I wanted to do. So, for example, some people, some women, they decide, okay, I experienced this in my previous life, my other past life. This life, I want to try without the kids. And it's totally fine. Why other people ask you? Because it's like a program running in their head. You have to go to school, then you have to go to university, then you need to go marry someone, then you're going to have kids, and then you're okay. If you don't do one of those things, then something is wrong with you. Something is like, why you're not doing?
Not complete, right?
And then it's like, yeah. So inside of them, it's like, ting, like a danger. It's like you're dangerous because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And it triggers them. Basically, it's their trigger. It's the same if somebody is so free and do whatever they want, it triggers other people because they're not free. So other people's freedom triggers them. So yeah, I totally understand people who decide to go to that path. It's totally fine because, you know, some people are so bright and they, I don't know, build centers. They do so much value and they're so happy. Or they just travel the world and they share such a positive energy and great experiences with other people. And it's beautiful. We don't have to be the same. You know, we all come with our different lessons. So if I have a lesson, I have to heal my motherhood wound, I'm going to have a child. And if you have a lesson, maybe you need to, I don't know, make a big business and you need to, I don't know, bring a big center. If you have kids, probably you're not going to fulfill this, you know, your dream, your lesson that you came for. So therefore, you don't need a child. You can experience child through, like, I don't know, maybe your family has a child and you tend to that child. But you don't need to have your own. So it's like we all have our different lessons, like a package of lessons we came to experience. So that's why it cannot be all the same for different people. That's how I see it now.
I agree that it's a program, and when you say that someone's freedom triggers them, I think this is so true, and this is exactly what's happening. So they're saying that if I had to go through this, like you have to go through this as well. Yes. And probably it's not the most beautiful experience that they had, but they're saying that, you know, it's a must for a woman to have a child. Otherwise, you are not a complete woman, and something like that. So yes, I would agree with that. And I'm happy that right now we have more freedom to have or not to have a child, and we have those rights. But still, I would be more happy if people would not care if I have a child or not. So they would not ask me a question if I'm planning a second one or if I'm planning a third one. So it's just some personal stuff that I would keep to myself.
I want to really add something. Also, people are so absorbed by other people because they don't want to look into themselves.
Oh yeah.
And they just go and they always want to be in this outside world, look up the news, look up the Facebook feed or Instagram feed, ask what other people are doing.
Yeah.
And it's almost like distracts them from looking inside of them and seeing, what do you feel? Like, do you actually like what's happening in your life? Like, do you like your partner? Do you like the place you live? Do you like the city you live? Do you like what you're doing? Like, are you being really honest in everyday, even conversations? Do you have the courage to say, oh, like, your words are hurting me right now? It's very funny. It's like subliming the meanings of your life through other people's life.
Yeah.
And it's really funny.
Yeah. This is, I 100% agree for sure.
Olga, thank you so much for providing us a different perspective on motherhood. To me, to be honest, like on your last thought, what you mentioned, usually when the mothers I meet with, because I'm not a mother of my on my own, but usually it's like a private club where they're like, it's not members only, and they always like even our mothers, they would say, oh, you'll become a mom, then you'll understand. So like once you're in the club, you understand like all the truth in the world opens up to you and you know so many things. But right now, oh, Dasha, once you have kids, you'll understand. And I was like, okay, we'll see. But that's what you're mentioning, that people are so absorbed into the experience. I was like, oh, okay, I know. I will show you. So thank you so much for telling us that it's okay, like, to be a mother, or it's fine that you don't want a kids, and that's the importance of taking care of ourselves, and even like spending this time with our own higher self and just like with ourselves.
And what you said is because your freedom triggers them, and they have no clue what you're going through, because they think what she's going through. She doesn't have a kid. She has all the time in the world. She doesn't have any significant challenges in her life. And that super triggers them. That's why they want to come and tell you, like, I know more about life than you do. And that way they feel like, oh, like I'm more knowledgeable, I'm superior. And that makes them feel good. But it's their own trigger. It has nothing to do with you. So once you see it, it's like, oh, I see you. I feel your, like, I feel what you're feeling. But thank you. I don't accept that. It's fine. Like sometimes the drivers, like recently some drivers are driving, they're like showing me something like crazy, like in the car. And I'm like, thank you. Like, you can keep it to yourself. I saw you, but you keep it to yourself. And then you see this driver get into the accident and I don't. Because I did not accept his energy. And I said, thank you, but I don't consent. Thank you, I don't need your gift. You keep the shit to yourself. I don't, thank you, I don't eat it. I don't want this. And so then it comes back to them. And, you know, so that's life. It's like a karma. Whatever you project, you get. That's how it goes.
Thank you so much for coming. It was such a pleasure.
It was amazing.